Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with a fun new YouTube series challenge that I'm going to be doing with 4 other awesome ladies here on YouTube. We have Create, Craft, Repeat, who is going to be Kira and Mary. Then also Hannah Lemieux and Tori Bissell, as well as myself. So I will leave a link down below so that you can find all of their channels. I just wanted to jump on real quick and just kind of show you my storage and then kind of explain the challenge just a little bit more. So I store a little bit of my cards, my 3x4 and 4x6 cards, in these berry bins from American Crafts. And you can kind of see that there's a bunch of stuff in here that probably shouldn't belong in here. But sometimes when I'm scrapbooking, I just kind of throw stuff in these little bins because I keep them over here to the left of my workspace so that I can incorporate them into layouts or Project Life spreads really easily. So you can see I have tags and, you know, embellishments and other things in here, as well as my 3x4 cards and some glue because, you know, everybody needs glue. Then you can also see I have some stamps in here, some stickers, a washi tape booklet. In this 4x6 container, I also have these 4x4 cards, and then an old booklet that is, I think these are like 3 by 1.5 or something like that. And then some more just scraps and things like that. So this is how I store some of my Project Life cards. I also store some in the Becky Higgins core kits. I have 3 of those. And then I also have some more cards this way in just a little area, a little bin, storage bin. But this is what I'm going to be pulling from, and this is actually after the fact, so I've already completed my layout, and then I forgot to include some intro information. So I'm going to cut to the part of the intro where I explain the challenge to you. Thanks so much for watching. Our challenge today is to pick randomly, pick our cards randomly. And so what I thought is that I would just kind of pull out some that I'm thinking would work, and so I think I'm just gonna pull out like a stack like this, and you know what, we'll just do that. We'll just pull out that whole stack and then set the rest aside. I have my photos sitting here that I'm going to be using, so I don't want to set it on top of there. And then let's see, we'll just kind of pull out and see. The thing about the 4x6 ones is these ones are just a hodgepodge of just stuff, because I don't have, for some reason, I don't have a lot of 4x6s that have come in kits and things. And so these are, it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, a hodgepodge. So and they are double-sided, so I'm probably gonna have to like shut my eyes so that I can pick them randomly, because I don't want to look at them and see them and everything. So I'll close my eyes and then kind of shuffle them. But I did want to show you, I need to decide how many cards I'm going to pick. This was, I think this was Kira's challenge that she did on their channel, Create, Craft, Repeat. And so she said to figure out how many you need of each card and then pick 3 over that. So, and I have a lot of photos. See, that's the thing where it's hard for me. I have a lot of photos, and I usually use the whole 3x4. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know how many to pick. But I don't know. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll pick out, these are the 2 pages that I have set up that I'm going to use. And so this one is a design B, and then this one is the design F. And I think design F is probably one of my favorites. Okay, because I do a lot of 3x4 photos is what I usually print off a lot of. And so it just makes it easy to, you know, put them all on one page and have a bunch of them. Okay, so let's kind of move this along. I'm sorry, it's not even that late. It's probably like 9:30. And I need to go to sleep. So let's hurry up and do this. I'm so excited about this challenge. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do 7. I'll pick out 7 4x6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'll just pick out 16. Well, no, maybe I'll pick out 10 because I have a ton of photos. So I know I'm not going to use them a lot. So I'll just do 10 of these and then 7 of these. So that's what we're going to do. But I will put you on fast forward while I'm doing this so you don't have to like sit here and listen to me, I don't know, do nothing. Anyway, I'm going to close my eyes now and pick these out. Okay, so I have picked out my 7 and then 10. I think I actually picked out more than 10 3x4s because I was kind of losing count and I was trying not to pick from the same section, but then I felt like I kept going back to the same section. So I think a lot of these are going to be, it looks like a lot of these are going to be the Maggie Holmes. What is this collection? I can't even think of what this collection is. Gather. I think that's what it is, right? Okay, so anyway, let's go through these, and I'm going to pick out the ones I'm going to use. Okay, so there's that one. I like this one. Ooh, and that's a nice one, too. Okay, so I'm going to use that one. Cupcakes for breakfast. Probably not. A moment captured. I think I like this one because I do have these 4x6s and I do want to do some journaling. So this one would be good to go in the middle for that. So I'll use that one. So that's 1, 2, and I don't like any of these other ones. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, I didn't realize I had grabbed this one. Okay, so I'll use this one, this one, this one, and this one. Because I'm probably not even going to need to use most of those anyway. So I'll put these 3 back. Okay, then let's go through these. This one is really cute, so I want to use that one. And I feel like it would kind of go with this. Not so much this side though. So I don't know, we'll have to see about that. Dream Big, I like that. Oh snap, that one's cute. Don't want that one. That one's nice and neutral. Maybe I'll just have to stick with the neutrals on this. How funny that I picked 2 ballerinas. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe I'll use that one, maybe that one, maybe that one. Okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's probably enough. These are probably enough for me because like I said, I have a ton of photos that I want to scrapbook for this, these 2 pages. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back where they belong, these cards, and then I will start fast forwarding and getting to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Here you can see I kind of have everything already set down. I had to cut out quite a bit of time from this video because it took me about 3 hours, almost 3 full hours to get these 2 spreads done. So by the time I sped it up and, you know, everything, it was like 50 minutes. And I was like, oh my goodness, there's no way I'm going to keep this video that long. So I cut out a bunch of stuff. I tried to keep it to things that weren't very important, like cutting down photos and cutting down paper and everything. So I hope that you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing for this spread, even though it's very, very short. Well, okay, it's not short, but it's a lot shorter than it originally was. I guess I should say that. Okay, so here you can see I am starting on this left-hand side. I had these 2 photos of Tinian's schoolwork, which every once in a while I do like to put in some of his schoolwork just to kind of show where he's at, because he is a little bit slower than my other 2 children were at his age, and so it's kind of fun to just see him throughout the year progressing and what he's also working on at school. Okay, so now I have embellished both of these. I'm not really, I say embellish, but really I'm not embellishing that much. On my Project Life pages, I try to keep things super simple, and I don't embellish a ton. I just kind of keep it simple and try to go fast. It doesn't always go fast. Like I said, these 2 pages took me 3 hours. Okay, so now I've moved on to this photo of Brennan, and he is trying out our friend's hoverboard. Is that what they're called? I think they're called hoverboards. I was going to say hoverboard, but it's not a hoverboard. It's a hoverboard. They bought their kids a hoverboard for Christmas, and we hadn't really been able to get over to their house until now. So that was fun for him to be able to check that out. Okay, I have moved on to the next page, and this one I'm just cutting down these photos, and now here you can see those are all cut down. So yay! Here I'm going to use this card. I told you in the intro that I probably wasn't going to use this colorful side, and I end up using the colorful side. Isn't that funny how you think one thing at the beginning and then you go through and are working on the layout and it actually works out the other way? So here now I have this card that I'm working on down here in the bottom right hand corner, and I thought this one would be kind of cool to use this little daily card. It says Sunday through Saturday, and I made these cards for a design team assignment for Spiegel Mom Scraps back in March, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to use that day card, and then in the day, the little square underneath the day, put the date that I made these, which was March 16th. So I did that, and then now here I'm just cutting out a little teeny tiny piece of that circle that's from that middle card. And now I'm inking the edges, and then I'm just going to glue all of this down. And after I glue it down, I'm going to decide that I kind of want to add a little bit of mixed media on this card. I have a few packages of the Tim Holtz crayons, and I thought it would be super cool to pull those out and just highlight the day. So I'm going to highlight the Thursday and just use a little baby wipe, and then I'm going to color underneath the photo a little bit, and then to the left side just a little bit, not too much. I just kind of wanted to add a little bit of color to this this card. So then I am done with that one. Now I am going to move on to finishing this middle card. I kind of set it down and moved on to the bottom because I didn't know where else to go. But I had pulled out these tags from the Wildflower collection, and I thought this one with the ruffled crepe paper was really cute. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to glue part of the photo onto there, but then I am also going to put some tape that I have, or 3D tape that I have here. So I'm going to put that on the back there and pop that up and do the journaling. Okay, now I've skipped on to the next card. I'm just keeping this one super simple. This is a photo of my son's class and then another class. So Tinian's first grade class and then another first grade class, and they're just standing outside their classrooms after recess, and I just thought it would be cute to snap a photo of them all lined up. Of course, when I
snapped the photo, Tinian, like there was a girl that was standing in front of Tinian, so you can't even really see him, but it's okay. I still wanted to include this photo just because it shows my day. So here I'm going to use some Spiegel Mom scrap sequins, and I am going to glue those down. I think the collection or the mix that I used is Fall Leaves. I think it's called Fall Leaves. Now here I have moved on to this left side, and I'm just journaling about this photo. Tinian had his 100th day of school, but see, this is the funny part, is the 100th day of school was in February. But for some reason, I had taken the photos a month later, so I had them in my my photos for March instead of February. So I was kind of kicking myself, but I was like, you know what? They fit here. I'm just going to leave them here. So I just kind of journaled about how they had the 100th day back in February, but I took the photos in March. So I wanted to make sure I put them in my album. Sometimes things like that just happen, right? Okay, so now I am moving on to these bottom left and middle photos. I wanted to do a bunch of journaling on this this photo, so I pulled out a couple tags, and I'm just going to glue them together, and then I'm going to glue them to the photo, and I'm going to keep it super simple on this one, and that is all the embellishing that I am going to do on this photo. So I'm just going to journal, and then I'm going to stamp the date a little bit later. Okay, so now here you can see I did the journaling on that left card, and I have moved on to this middle card. For this one, I pulled out a couple more of the paper, or the 3x4 cards that I had picked out randomly, because I realized that this photo was a little too small, so I needed to pull out the cards that I had put back because I thought I wasn't going to need them, but it ended up I did need them. So here I'm just cutting 2 down to fit, and then I'm going to glue the photo down right on top of it. Okay, now I have pulled out this 4x6 photo of Tinian, and I am just going to embellish on that top left hand corner. I still had out these tags from the wildflower collection, and I really wanted to make them work, but they were just a little too big and I didn't want to cut them in half, so I pulled one of these, just a scrap piece of paper, and I cut it to make the same shape as one of those tags, and that I kind of liked that, but at the same time it was still a little too much. So then I pulled this yellow piece of paper from my scraps, and I loved how this looks. I'm also going to use this kind of greenish tealish tag or scrap, and I'm going to cut both of them into a banner, and then I'm also going to use the rest of this doily. So I'm just going to glue all of these pieces down, kind of fidget with them a little bit, and then I will be done with that card. Okay, so now I have moved on to this far right photo, and I did cut that one down quite a bit. I was thinking I was just going to keep it all there, but then I decided that I kind of wanted to do some layering on this card, and this card was also all 3 of these cards that I have right here that I'm working with are cards that I actually thought I wasn't going to use. So I'm glad that I was able to use them, and I just pulled them back out because I had stuck them away after I decided at the beginning that I wasn't going to use them. Okay, so here again I am using that paper that has the days of the weeks with the little boxes, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did in that very bottom right photo. I'm just stamping the date, and that is going to work out perfect. So I'm going to glue, I did decide to do the yellow crayon again from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to start gluing all of this stuff down. I think we're getting to the end. I'm not quite sure what else I do, so I guess we will just have to wait and see. Are you like that? Do you like totally forget what you do on a page? You see how much video you have left, and then you're like, what do I do? What would possibly take up that much time? So here you can see I put those scrap pieces of paper behind the photo just for some layers. I'm going to use this wood veneer right there just for a little bit of embellishment. And let's see, what else do? I have no idea. I'm going to add something somewhere. I think I'm going to add the date. That's what it is. So I'm going to add the date on here, and I totally mess up. So I'm going to pull out a couple wood veneers trying to see if I want to cover it up. And then I decided, you know what? I don't care. It looks fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so now, oh, I remember. So I forgot to do my journaling on this card. So I'm just writing, I made these cards for a design team assignment, and I really liked how they turned out. So I'm going to add a wood veneer on the bottom of this card. And then I think after that, I'm going to be done. Thanks so much for watching. And make sure that you head on over to the other ladies' channels. I will have links below so that you can go see what they made with this fun challenge. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!